Jai Hind everyone, myself Deepti Arora from MCA Department, Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College. Today's topic is about domain relational calculus. Let's start it. So in formal query languages, we are having two type of query languages. First one is relational algebra and second one is relational calculus. In relational calculus, we have two another different categories. One is tuple relational calculus and second one is domain relational calculus. Tuple relational calculus I have already talked about in previous video lecture. Now today we are talking about domain relational calculus. What is domain relational calculus? So in domain relational calculus, domain here stands for attribute. That means columns of a table. So domain relational calculus, a relational calculus is a query language through which we will fetch the attributes of a table. We will fetch the domain of a table. We will fetch the column of a table. It differs from tuple relational calculus in the type of variables used in the formulas. In tuple relational calculus, we fetched about the rows of a table, but in domain relational calculus, we will fetch the column of a table. So in tuple relational calculus and domain relational calculus, the main difference first is that in tuple we have talked about the rows, and in domain relational calculus we will talk about the attributes or columns. So when we fetch the rows, the formula will be different. When we fetch the column, the formula will be different. Here the type of variable we will declare in the formula, that will differ only. Rather than having variable range over the tuples, the variable range will be now over the single values. In tuple relational calculus, we were having multiple values that were working, multiple variables that were working over different ranges. Here we will have only single variable here. In tuple relational calculus, if we have a employee table, then we will taking the employee name as alias as T, and we were using this variable according to the whatever the column we are going to fetch, or to fetch a row. So in domain relational calculus, we are using only single variable range. We are not having multiple variables range here, and domains of the attribute. From those domains, we were having single range of attributes or columns. Now the expression for domain relational calculus is x1, x2 up till xn. Then we will put a condition over these variables is the formula, where x1, x2 are domain variables. Whatever of the variables we will declare according to our table, then those will be the domain variables, and they will be here at the left hand side of the formula. And what is the condition? Whatever be the condition we are applying on the table. For example, if we want to find out the employee names whose salary is greater than 5,000, then condition is whose salary is greater than 5,000. So we have to fetch the employee names. So according to that, we will find out the attribute and we will range over the variables there. So what will be the expression or formula in domain relational calculus? A formula is made up of atoms. What are atoms? The atoms of a formula are slightly different from tuple relational calculus, and it will be of the form relation, that is a table in which different attributes are there, where R is the relation of a degree j, and each xi from i1 to j, where I is less than equal to 1 and j is in I range, is a domain variable. That means we are saying that if we are having a relation R, and in that relation R we are having degree j. Degree j means, degree means number of columns in a table. That is the degree of a relation. So if we are having a relation of form, that means x1, x2 up to xj, that means these are the attributes of a relation, that means columns of a table. So R is a relation, that is a table, and x1 to xj are the attributes of a table, that means columns of a table, and the domain relation will be of xi range. That means for each of these attributes you will define a variable. That means if we are having an employee table, then we will define, so suppose we are having employee ID, employee name, employee salary, employee city. We are having 4 attributes here. That means 4 columns here of a employee table. Then over each attribute we will define a different variable. Suppose for employee ID I will define T, for employee name I will define U, for employee salary I define V, and for employee city I define W. So these are 4 variables for according to 4 attributes. So R is here employee, that is a table. X1, X2 up to Xj are different attributes, and for each attribute we will define a different variable. So a atom of the form xi operation xj, that means the comparison operator over different attributes. Suppose we want to find out the salary of an employee. So for salary of an employee whose salary is greater than 5,000, so we will use a operator here. So atom of variable of the form xi operator xj, that means the variable we have taken, that means t greater than u, suppose. So we will having comparison operator in the set, that is equals to, less than equals to, greater than equals to, less than, greater than, or not equal to. These are the comparison operator which we will apply on domain variables, between domain variables. So atom of the form xi operation c or c operation xi, where c is a constant value. Here 5,000 is a constant value. So we can apply different operators between 2 different attributes as well as with constant value. See, let us see example query here, how we can solve this question using domain relational calculus. So here we are having an example. Consider the relational database schema of a company. So we are having different tables here. First table is employee with having first name, middle name, last name, employee number, date of birth, address, salary, super employee number, and department number to which that employee belongs. So for each attribute we have defined a variable here. So for first name we are having Q variable, for middle name we are having R variable, for last name we are having S, employee name T, for date of birth we are having U variable, for address we are having V variable, for salary we are having W, for super E number we are having X, and for department number we are having Y. Now for second table department we are having department name, department number, then manager number and manager start date, that is date of joining. So department name L, M, N and O. For each particular attribute we have defined a different variable. Now third table we are having department location, that consists of D number and D location. You have seen we have already given the D number here, and department location we have to define a variable. So for D number it is same M, and for D location we haven't seen, for D location we are not having, so let us suppose we can define it here Z. Okay. Now fourth table is works on, that employee works on which project. So we are having a different table works on, in which we are having employee number and we are having project number and we are having hours he has worked upon. Now for first table is project, we are having project name, project number, project location and D num, that is department number. So H, I, J and K. For different we are having different variables. Dependent, last table is dependent, it is already having employee number, dependent name, date of birth and relation, that is ABCD. So you have seen we are having different variables we have defined for the same attribute also. For example, we are having here E employee number A. So we haven't defined this here. We can define here another variable. For example, C. C we have given already. Let us take P, we haven't take. So let us take P here. Okay. So for P number, project number, we can take, let us suppose X we have taken. Okay. Let us suppose we can take here E, and for odds we will take F. Okay. Now let us solve the question. So first question is, find out the date of birth and address of the employee whose name is Mahesh B. Kumar. So simply we have to find the date of birth and address of our employee. Now see, date of birth and address exist in which table? So date of birth is in employee table. This is date of birth, and we want to take the address. Sorry, yes, address of the table. So address is also here. So we are having two attributes, and for two attributes we are having a variable u here and variable v here. Now the next part is, that means we have to fetch the employee table. Next one is whose name is Mahesh B. Kumar. That means we have to fetch the first name, middle name and last name from employee. That means we are using only single table, that is employee. So here what we will do, what we want to fetch, only two variables u and v. So we will write here in the very first u and v. What we want to fetch, the attributes variables we will write u and v. Then this is the section. Now for that, what we have to find out, what we have to take from which table? We will take employee table. From employee table, what we want to fetch? All the attributes. So for all the attributes, we have been given all the variables to all the attributes. So we will write all the attribute variables here. And what we want? Whose name is Mahesh Kumar. So for Q, we have to find Mahesh, and for R, Q, R, S. For R, we have to find B, and for S, we will take Kumar. Now, what we want here? There will be only one employee only whose name is Mahesh Kumar, not another one. So, there exists an employee. So, we will take the existential quantifier here. So, what we have take? There exists Q, there exists R, there exists S. That is Mahesh B. Kumar. Only one employee will be there. There exists. And what we want from here? T, U, V, W, X. T, W, X and Y. That means another attribute. So there exists only one employee, and for that employee we will fetch whole row. That means what we want. We have fetched all the variables, and from that variable only u and v will be required. So we have taken u, v at the left hand side. Now second question. Retrieve the name and address of all employees. For all employees who work for the research department. Now, two tables we are having here now. First one is employee, second one is department, employee and department. So, what we will do? Firstly, we will take employee table and all its attribute variables, and what we want? Department table and all its attributes, L, M, N, O. And what is the condition is here? And department, for department we are having department name, we are having L. So L is equal to research and M is equal to Y. M is equal to Y, why we have taken? Because department number and department number here. So department number of table department must be equal to department number of employee department. That means the department number of employee must be equal to, we have given the department number in the department table. So another is M is equal to Y. What we want to fetch? We want to fetch the name and address. For name we are having QRS and address we are having V. So QRSV. It is written here. And what are the leftover columns? Y, we have to taken Y, L and M. M, Y, L we have taken. So there exists an employee who works in research department. So there exists, we have taken a there exists quantifier Y, L and M. So for every project located in Chennai, list the project number, the controlling department number and the department manager's last name. For every project located in Chennai, list the project number, the controlling department number, department project last name, date of birth and address. See, we are having three categories here. Project located in Chennai, so we want a project table. List the project number, for this also we want project table. Controlling department number, for this we want department table. Department manager last name, date of birth and address, for all three we want employee table. So we will require three tables here. So we will write project, employee, department and all its variable with the end variable. And हमने यहाँ पे लगाया. And what we want, project number must be equal to project employees working on. So for that, what we have taken, see, for project number, that means project here, we are having project number here, we are having department number here K and department number here M. So that must be equal to this. So we have written here this only. M should be equal to K, N should be equal to T, that means department number of employees should be equal to department number of department, and what is J, that means project location should be equal to Chennai. What we want to fetch, that means we want to fetch the department manager last name, date of birth, department number, project number. These are all these variables, and there exists a employee. Here there exist some employees who are working on the project located in Chennai. Now last query is find the name of employees who have no dependents. That means some employees are having their dependent, that means they are leader in a company and they are having some dependents who are working on some project. So we have to find out the name of employees who have no dependents. That means some employees would be there in a company that are having no dependent, they are only leading manager in the project and they are only working person in a project. So we want to find those dependents. So what we will have, we are having here two tables, employee and dependent. So we have fetched only two tables here, employee with all its variables. We are having dependent with all its variable. Now it is saying no dependents, that it will not check a dependent there. So we want no dependent. So there exists an employee. We want to fetch the name. We are having department dependent name there. So there exists an employee who is not an employee dependent. So we have taken not and condition here. What we want to fetch, name, last name. So Q and S, and there exists an employee. So there exists an employee, that means we have taken employee number here. So there exists an employee who is not having a dependent. So we have taken that employee name. So this is how we can solve the domain relational calculus, in which we have to just specify the variables over the attributes and we have to directly fetch that variable. We don't have to fetch by putting a dot sign there or by putting a braces there or inverted commas there. Just what you have to do, just define a variable over the attributes and fetch those variables that you want in from your table in that query. That's it. Thank you.